Okay, it's May 5th. I've got all three 1739 stricklers in the ground. I couldn't decide which one was probably going to do better, so I just put them all three. They're about a foot apart or so. Put Mycos in the holes before I put them in. It's a pretty painless process compared to what I've put them through so far. So next is to get the mini house over here. One thing I will say about this mini house here, it's cheap and it's flimsy and it's not meant for outdoors. However, because it's cheap, I don't mind it getting tore up. My hope is that it just doesn't tear up the plants. Now, what I'm going to do to try to keep it from flying away is I've got some of this old Romex cable, this electrical cable. I'm going to cut lengths of this 12 gauge copper wire and fold it over into a U and stick them down into the ground over the pipes pretty far, as far as I can, maybe at least a foot, maybe more, because the soil's pretty loose down to about 6 inches, so they need to go down pretty far. There's the thing. It's a little breezy out here today, so I don't want them to get under too much wind stress. They do need wind trained. Actually, this one here on the left has what I would say is the sturdiest stem. The others are kind of laying down on me, and I know these are pretty flimsy looking plants compared to some of the other growers I've seen. But then again, I think some of the other growers I've seen have done this a few times. So, next year we'll probably get a better start. Oh yeah, also I'm sticking a little Fisk here in the ground. I don't know what that thing's going to do. Even in the shape these are in, these are probably going to catch up pretty quick. Or not catch up. They're going to start probably taking off, and this thing is, I don't know, it might be dead. I don't know. It's looking kind of weird. The cots aren't really growing, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, 1739 stricklers in the greenhouse. It's somewhat secured to the ground. Got the heater in there. The heater's not going to have to do too much. I've got it set at 65. If it drops down at night, the forecast says we're probably not going to see anything, under 50 at night. So almost don't even need it. But we'll keep it out here for a little while. Probably take it out once I figure out which one of these plants is going to do the best. The Fisk is still in it. I mean, we're still there. 1667 Fisk I put down right there. I don't know what the heck that thing's going to do. I don't know if it's going to sit there limp or perk up and do something or what. I'm just kind of interested to see what happens with it. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. All right, this is the day after the transplant. They're stressing a little bit here because obviously it got a little hot under the hood, so I popped them open. They could probably use just a little bit of water. It's going to rain tonight. This isn't really something I worry too much about. I see this a lot, especially after transplants. Plants stress a little bit, so they'll probably be fine. All right, it's Tuesday, May 9th. Is it the 9th? Yes, it's the 9th. Not a full week in here yet, and this one, especially in the middle. First of all, this leaf got bigger. We're a little floppy right now because still got a little hot under the hood there. I went ahead and unzipped them again. But I mean, look, we got the next leaf coming in. Looks to be a strong. And then after that, we're still coming. These guys will perk up a little bit. Later on, they'll be fine. But even the other ones that are weaker, they're trying to come on too. That one as well. So it looks like they're all alive and well, just a little on the slow side. But that one's probably going to be the best, the one in the middle, just because it's got the bigger leaf right now. It's probably got more power behind it. Okay, it's May 11th. We're still seeing some progress here. This leaf's getting bigger. This one, I have this trouble every year with pumpkin plants out here in the afternoon. Anytime it's like around 80 degrees, the older leaves, they just start drooping. And I know the usual heat stress things you do is you mist them, you put a fan on it, just like I have here, just to keep the wind, keep some breeze going over it. I seriously doubt it's lack of water. You can see all around here, this has been thoroughly watered today and yesterday. So I'll probably ask about this on big pumpkins, and people will probably say, don't worry about it, just let it grow. Because, this leaf's doing really well. And, the next one's coming, and the next one's coming. These other two, I'm probably going to just cut off pretty soon. Even though they want to grow, they're not as in good a shape. So, there's no point in hanging on to them, when you only got room for one plant. Okay, folks, it's May 13th, Mother's Day. We're doing really well here on this plant, starting to look good. We got some stuff happening there. I'm still not sure exactly which way it's going to want to vine, but obviously I want it to go that way. Rest in peace to those two. Looks like she's thirsty too, but I'm gonna hit it with some water, nitrogen fertilizer a little bit later today. One thing I want to mention is I believe I just did find my first squash bug hanging out on the top of one of these leaves. I then proceeded to squash it. Squash the squash bugs, right? I don't think it was a stink bug. They look a lot like stink bugs. I'm checking underneath for whether or not it laid eggs. I don't think it did. I'm not seeing any indication of egg laying, so I think we're good there. But yeah, man, that seems really early for those guys to be coming out. Let's go over here and check my trap. Well, looks like we got a cicada, a mosquito, various other things. I don't see any squash bugs in there. Go in here, we've got more of, well, are those cicadas? I'm not sure. I'm not a bug expert, but they are caught in there. I don't think that those are not squash bugs. And we caught a housefly, we caught some other little things. Yeah, I'm not sure it's catching squash bugs. I think it's catching the other things a little bit more. All right, here we are at May 16th, and this is shaping up into a good looking plant now. We got all kinds of stuff going on there. We got some flowers developing, side vine stuff trying to develop there. So looks like we've got a season. So we'll see where it goes. Obviously, the cots are pretty much gone. I'll probably have to cut those off. True leaves 1 and 2 are pretty worthless at this point. I'll cut those off. We got these 2 leaves. Of course, this leaf is starting to outgrow this leaf now. And then we got this next one coming on. So it looks like it's going to want to vine this direction. If not, I'll get out the bamboo sticks and try to fix that. But it's looking really good, so we'll keep going with it. While I'm here, I thought I'd show you guys what I do for watering right now. I don't have a lot of equipment. One of the things I wanted to get was a good nozzle. This is the Dram. It's got 9 settings on it. I don't really care about all the settings, but it's got a nice shower setting. Where is it? It's got a nice shower setting, rain setting, and then the cone setting is for a little bit sprayer, I guess, so I can get a little bit further if I need to. However, I've got this Orbit tripod sprinkler too for the garden, and this is working out pretty good so far. It gets stuck sometimes if something happens in the house and we lose water pressure here, but I'd probably get a couple more of these next year. Then I got a watering jug for mixing up my fertilizers. For now, I actually got a hose end sprayer the other day, so I can use the water soluble stuff with that. But yeah, this sprinkler right here is kind of saving me a lot of time, because to have to water all of this by hand and then also deal with the pumpkins and the watermelon over there it's really a lot for one person to handle by hand. So it's just as well to get a sprinkler. Hey, and what the heck? To end this video, I'll just show you what I got going in the rest of the garden. We got watermelons here, there. There's supposed to be a couple more in there, I think, and they have not shown. It could be maybe just one more, maybe one more in the middle. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Either way, there's definitely a no-show in there. It may still come up. Who knows? I got some regular Connecticut field pumpkins over here. All 5 came up. That one came up a little funky, but it's still going to grow. Looks like they're all going to grow at about the same rate. I'm not really doing anything with these other than just taking care of them. And you know, I might limit the amount of fruits that grow, but I'm not going to try to train the vines other than keeping them out of the giants area and also out of the rest of the garden. Over here, of course, my onions are they were planted a while back, so they're coming in. Potatoes, you can kind of see coming in there. You can't see the carrots, they're too small. Broccoli, you can kind of see that in the row there. I need to run my hand cultivator through some of this and get it weeded. Lettuce, this row goes kind of crooked here, but that's coming in too. My green beans coming up. This row goes crooked, and actually accidentally I went into the other row because the peppers aren't in yet. I was trying to get them going inside and I couldn't. I always have trouble with peppers. These beans are actually Italian green beans. These are the kind with the flat pods. I like those the best. The peas are coming up too. Peas are almost 100%. The tomatoes are probably too small to see on the camera, but they're coming up too. We got a row of sweet corn here. Can you see that? Yep. Pretty much. Asparagus crowns are still buried in there. I know they're growing. They just haven't peeked through to where I can see them. And I got a little patch of sunflowers over here because that's what my wife wanted. So yeah, all the seeds I got, other than the Atlantic Giant, all these seeds are from Gurney's, and I used to get Gurney seeds when I was a kid, and they always did really well. And it looks like these seeds here are pretty much no different. So there it is. I'll probably get back with the Giant on another video once it starts vining out and laying down, and by that time it may start outgrowing the little greenhouse there. So until then, we'll see you next time.